Hello, the sun's just come out, which is a nice sign. It means I'm probably not going to get rained on. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I got the sewing machine out, and the idea behind getting the sewing machine out is that I will make a dress. Haven't done that. Got the fabric, got the pattern, haven't cleared my table enough to lay out the pattern and the fabric and then cut it all out and then sew it all together. Haven't done that, haven't got that far. I'm getting there, I'm chipping away at it. So my table is full mostly of these, but not in this form. These are Morsbags. And I have these, a big pile of these cut and ready to sew. And so I'm trying to sew a lot of them so that I've got a bit of space to lay out a pattern. Now, if you're new to the channel, you won't have heard me waffle on about Morsbags because it's been a while since I've made a heap. Poor you haven't heard me waffle on. What a shame. It's all right, I'm going to do it now. So, Morsbags are handmade shopping bags made out of reclaimed and recycled fabric that are given away for free. And this one, for example, was a doona cover, or a duvet cover, depending on where you are in the world. This one, very, very sprawncy. Look how shiny. That's so good. This was a cushion cover. I don't know why it was in my house, because I've never had a cushion this size, because the actual cover was quite big. So someone somewhere has a naked cushion, but it's not in my house, so it's not my problem. This one was curtains at my aunt's house, and that's a 1977 screen print. And this one was also curtains at my aunt's house. So I've been making a few of these. I've made more than this. This is just a small sampling of the current fabric selection. And I'm trying to work through a few of these so that I've got a bit more space. These will be given away at the next market I do, which is hopefully in December. So I have been working on the bags a little bit. I have been distracted, but I'll get onto that in a minute. Just let me shake the tripod real quick. Pretend you don't notice. There we go. Now, last week I had something off the big loom that hadn't been wet finished. It has been wet finished. Forgot to press it. I do apologise. But am I really that sorry? I don't think so. But the wet finishing has closed up the weave beautifully. There are some signs of tracking. I don't know that they're showing up very well on camera, if at all. There's a little bit of tracking in here. And I'll show you the length. But it's come out really beautiful. It's so soft. So this is Bendigo Wool & Mill's multicoloured sock yarn. Oh gosh, it does need a press. Look at that. So professional. What was I saying? Bendigo Wool & Mill's multicoloured sock yarn, and the weft, the side to side, is the colour Oriental Flowers, and the warp, the up and down, is caramel toffee. There we go. And I do need to actually trim these little fuzzy bits. I'm going to trim the fuzzy bits on this. I don't normally bother, but they've gone so fuzzy. Look at that. So I'll give those a little tidy up. The little loom does have progress on it, but I forgot to bring it out. So I will show you a photograph of how it's looking. It does look much the same as it did the last time you saw it, but there has been a colour shift. The colours are slowly shifting, which is how these multicoloured yarns from Bendigo Wool & Mills work. And I don't know how long it's going to be on the loom for. I think last week I said hopefully this week I would have it off the loom, but that didn't happen because I got distracted. So what could be distracting me from the weaving that I love so much? Teddy bear. Random teddy bear. I wasn't planning to make a teddy bear this week. The teddy bear just happened. Let me explain. So I've been planning for a couple of months to make memory bears out of Mum's clothes, and that's been bubbling away in the back of my brain along with 7,500 other things. And for some reason on Saturday I just thought the time is now. We ride at dawn. We make a bear. So I looked at approximately 6.5 million memory bear patterns on the internet. This one's from Etsy, and as far as I can tell, the person selling this on Etsy is the person who designed it. It's really hard on Etsy because a lot of people are selling the same patterns because Etsy is a shithole now. So this is a test run to see if I like the pattern before I cut into the clothes to make the bear. And for the most part, I do like the pattern. I'm going to say things now that it might hurt your feelings, and I apologise in advance because you are very, very cute. So, as I said, it's a test run. This is a tablecloth. I know the internet hates that when you cut up a vintage tablecloth, but I've done it now, so what are you going to do? It's a hand-embroidered vintage tablecloth. You can see that it's got cross-stitched strawberries on it, and I don't know who did it. I've got a bundle that came from my aunt's house, and I've identified who did a few of those. Those are safe in the linen press. I don't know who did this one. I've cut it up now. It's too late to be angry about it. So, do I like this pattern? Yeah. A lot of it I do. I love the head shape. Like, the head shape is really, really good and cute. The ears, I think, could flick forward a little bit more, but I could probably anchor them with a couple of stitches. So I like the head shape. I like the legs. That's not an angle. That's not a ladylike angle. I do apologise. So I like the shape of the legs. There is a problem with the legs, but it is self-inflicted because I thought I knew better than the pattern designer and I didn't. But I'll talk about that in a second. What I don't really love, for whatever reason, is the way that the arms sit. So the arms here go into the neck hole, and then you put the head on, which is why I've had some trouble sewing it. I'm going to be honest, there's some dodgy sewing in here. I always say that when I've made a bear. There's some dodgy sewing, look at that. Anyway, I don't love that. I don't love the way the arms sit. And I played around with the stuffing a lot. I thought if I can just get like less stuffing in the top of the arms, that they would sit better, and they really don't. What I would like to try and do is either find a pattern, which I probably could because there's a lot out there, that has the arms set into the... Would you put your hand up, please, my darling? Thank you. Because there's a side seam in the body. Yeah, I'm pointing at it. Yeah, I'm pointing at it. What are you going to do about it? So there's a side seam in the body there. And some bear patterns set the arm into that side seam. And they do that by changing the shape of the top of the arm so that it sits forward rather than out to the side. I think I would like to try and adapt this pattern to have that kind of arm. Because I love the rest of it. The shape of the body is beautiful. She's got a nice big bum for sitting purposes. The feet are great. The only problem with the feet is, as I said, it's a me problem. Because when I was sewing it together, I thought the foot pads were too small for the foot. And I was wrong about that. But I apparently knew best at the time. So I adjusted the feet and didn't need to. And I didn't have any more fabric to cut out more feet. So I thought what had happened was that because this pattern comes in 10 sizes, I thought maybe they'd put the wrong foot pad size in for this bear. This is the 17-inch version. The pattern starts, I think, at 12 inches and goes up to 21 inches. So the feet are a little bit wonky, and they shouldn't be as wonky as they are, but that's on me, that's not on the pattern. So I would like to try this again, but with the arms, which I can adjust. I think I know how I'm going to do it. What could possibly go wrong? So I will make another run at a practice bear, maybe not a whole bear, maybe just the body and the arms, to see if I can get them to sit in the side seams. Or I could just look for another pattern. But the head's so cute. Now the eyes are red, and I bought those at Spotlight on Monday. I had to go to Spotlight on Monday. I'm very brave. Every time I go there, I remember that they do deliver, and it's only $9.95. Anyway, I bought 2 bags of eyes of soft toy eyes, safety eyes, like these, because I wanted green for the bears that I'm going to make out of Mum's clothes, because it was her favourite colour. But they didn't sell green, they just sold it in the mixed bag. So I bought 2 bags, and I was looking at them thinking, I'm never going to use these red eyes. Those are spooky and weird. But look, they work. They work on this bear because it matches her strawberries. A lot of fussy cutting in this. So fussy cutting is just placing your pattern pieces so that you get a certain design element or a certain design print or whatever fabric you're using. You get the bits where you want them. So for example, this strawberry on her forehead, lining up the strawberries across her back. Now that's not a perfect line-up because there's a seam in there, and it's not a perfect line-up on her belly too, but they do line up. Making sure that there's strawberries on her hands, that sort of thing. So a lot of fussy cutting. It took most of Monday to cut it out, but that's because I had to do other things, because apparently I'm an adult and I'm expected to do things. It's so offensive. Anyway, this is Berry the bear, and I was not expecting to make a bear. There's a stain on her because she was a tablecloth initially. And I'm really pleased with her. I think she's adorable. I think she's lovely. But for some reason, for the memory bear idea, I just don't love the way the arms sit, and I would like them. I'd also like them a little bit longer because I like a bear with long arms, apparently, it turns out. Apparently I'm very picky about my bear arm length. Who knew? But I love the shape of her. I love her legs. It's just that for some reason, these arms sitting like that don't sit well with me. I love them on her. Don't get me wrong. I think she's fabulous. I think she's wonderful. I'm very pleased with her. We're going to have adventures. I just don't love it for a memory bear. And what I could actually do is go all out and do another jointed bear. But I have done that before, and it ended up very wonky. In fact, there's a whole video about it, and there's an icard up there probably, if I remember, about Waverly the Wonky Bear. Because it turns out it's quite easy to put the arms on in the wrong spot. So I don't know that I will go for a jointed bear. I think I will go for a non-jointed bear like this one, but I am going to try and adjust the arms. But that is all I have for you this week. Maybe next week I'll have another bear to show you, and I might have that thing off the loom, but I make no promises. I make no promises whatsoever. I can see you. Sorry, I'm being disturbed. Anyway, you have a lovely rest of your week. Take care of yourself, and bye for now.